The Turning Point USA lawyer spoke to Candace Owens, and Candace Owens said after that meeting she still doesn't feel like Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk. As you said to me, Charlie Kirk was one of her closest friends. You know Charlie Kirk. You worked at Turning Point USA. What do you make of these allegations, and how damaging have they been for Turning Point USA?
Well, they've been very damaging in the sense that this is an organization of good people, God-fearing Christians, and the implication that anybody internally in that organization has been involved in the murder of Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is the reason why I'm married to my fiance. We met at a Turning Point USA event. I mean, Charlie Kirk is somebody who everybody around him loved. So the idea that he was surrounded by a Judas Iscariot type figure is something that is hard to reconcile without any proof. And I think that's the sort of the elephant in the room here is, where is the proof that this has happened? And is people's negligence proof of willful negligence? You know, oftentimes we can attribute to malice what can often be attributed to apathy. And I think that's one of the sort of ways to look through it here. Now, Turning Point is a multi-$100 million organization. This is an organization that realized that the young people still have a voice, and you know, political change comes a lot slower than social change. So this is an adaptable, aggressive, and pragmatic group of people, and it's quite a big tent. And so I think while it's been a setback socially, it also is important to note that they didn't back away from the discussion. Charlie never backed away from controversy. He never backed away from you know, putting his opinion out there. And if they were wrong about something, they would correct themselves. So it does seem on brand, though, that they have kept the dialogue going. And as Candace hasn't given up, I mean, Erica is the CEO and head of that organization, and her word is final on this. So when Erica Kirk goes and does this, I think it's also patching up the brand to some degree, because you don't want people who love Charlie Kirk to feel like the organization he built hates him or them. And so I think the only thing we can have here is more reconciliation, and maybe if there's some proof of what Candace Owens is saying. And I'm not talking about the conspiracy and with some of these Egyptian airplanes and what she said about anti-Semitic things that I fully disavow completely. But if she can, in some ways, prove that maybe there was some internal situation, I think that that's maybe the best that can come from it. But certainly it hasn't helped the brand. But I think it's such a traumatic time that nothing at all could have done worse than watching Charlie die on television.